On the night of October 1st, 2024, around 200 ballistic missiles are fired from the Iranian cities of Tabriz, Kasha, Tehran, and Isfahan. The targets of these missiles are the Nevatam airbase in Israel, Tel Naf airbase, Mossad headquarters in Tel Aviv, and the Israeli Nuclear Research Center in Dimona. In just 5 to 7 minutes, these missiles enter Israel covering a distance of about 1,000 miles. Many missiles fall due to the interception of the Israeli defense system, but about 32 missiles fall on the Nevatam airbase. 20 missiles fall in Telon and the rest fall in Dimona and Tel Aviv. Israel's billion-dollar F-35 jets were stationed at these air bases. This is Iran's biggest attack on Israel till date. It was a direct attack, and this was the first attack in which Iran used hypersonic missiles. Hypersonic missiles are those missiles which are 5 times faster than the speed of sound. Their average speed is 800 kilometers per minute. Now guess its speed from the fact that if America launches this missile from its eastern side, it will reach China in just 18 minutes. After these attacks, the situation in the entire Middle East has become very tense. This entire conflict, which started on October 7, 2023, reached its peak when Israel targeted Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Iran, and then on September 27, 2024, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah was targeted in an airstrike in Lebanon itself. Now, since both Hamas and Hezbollah are proxies of Iran, it was obvious that Iran will definitely respond. But on the other side, Israel also escalated this issue by attacking southern Lebanon on October 1st, and today, when this video is being made, Israeli jets are continuously carrying out airstrikes on Beirut, the capital of Lebanon and once known as the Pearl of the Middle East. The situation now is that Israel has clashed with the entire Middle East. On one hand, it is continuously bombing Gaza. On the northern side, Israeli forces have entered Lebanon and a fierce battle with Hezbollah is going on there. The situation is such that Israel is targeting Lebanon with 1,000 bombs every day. On the northeastern side, Israel is also continuously carrying out airstrikes on the Fatim Yun brigade in Syria. Then if we come to southern Arabia, here the Yemeni Hossein has choked the Bab el-Mandeb in the Red Sea, and passing through here, Israel is continuously targeting British and American ships with drones. Now in such a situation, Iran has directly attacked Israel, after which a direct fight has started between Israel and Iran. The entire Middle East, except Saudi Arabia and Emirates, is on fire right now, and this fire is going to spread more. Israel's next target is now Iran and Yemen. The question on everyone's mind is how Israel will respond to the Iranian attack of October 1st. Israel wants to target Iranian nuclear power plants and oil refineries. Now, a very interesting development here is that America wants to stop Israel from taking this step. There are many reasons behind this. The first reason is that if Israel attacks Iranian oil infrastructure, then Iran will block the Strait of Hormuz in response, after which all the oil and gas supply coming from the Persian Gulf will be blocked. The world will be destroyed and the global oil market will crash because 20% of the world's oil and gas supply passes through this point. Iran has already threatened that if its oil refinery is attacked and if Qatar, Kuwait, or UAE are involved in this attack in any way, then it will blow up all the oil refineries in the Persian Gulf. Eastern Asia and Europe are heavily dependent on this oil, and if the supply line gets choked, then this economy can collapse. America's second reason to stop Israel is political. Actually, elections are approaching in America, and the Democrats do not want Israel to attack in any way, because then America will also have to get involved directly in this war, and this can have a bad effect on the Democrats in the elections because then all the Arab and Muslim votes will go out of their hands. But on the other hand, if America does not get involved in this war, then Jews and pro-Israeli voters will not vote for Kamala Harris. This is why Donald Trump is openly supporting Netanyahu and pushing him to openly attack Iran, and American administration should help Israel. Now Biden administration and American. The establishment is badly trapped, and they seem to be somewhat angry with Netanyahu. Last week, when Joe Biden was asked whether his friend Netanyahu is playing with the American elections and whether he is not letting the peace deal happen because it will benefit the Democrats, that is, your party, Joe Biden replied with great displeasure that I do not know what Netanyahu is doing. He should remember that no one has ever done as much for Israel as I have done in 1 year. So it is becoming very obvious that the Biden administration and the American establishment feel that Netanyahu has used them, and now they have become completely helpless in front of Israel. So far it seems that Israel will definitely attack Iran before the American elections so that it can also directly drag America into this fire, and when America jumps into this fire, then obviously China and Russia will also have to take sides, and then this war will not just become a war of two countries but a regional war whose consequences will be very terrible. Till now, the thing that has stopped Israel is Iran's missile capability, whose trailer it showed on October 1st. Then on October 5th, 2024, Another interesting thing happened that in Iran at around 11 p.m., the epicenter of this 4.6 magnitude earthquake was Semnan. Then, after a few minutes, low-intensity shocks were felt in Israel as well. After this, rumors spread everywhere that Iran has done nuclear tests in Semnan because there was no prediction of this earthquake in the SEMA forecast. This news has not been denied and accepted by Iran yet, but it looks like Iran has an upper hand. On one hand, missile attacks with such precision, which Israel's undefeatable missile defense system was penetrated, and then these nuclear tests. Both these things have forced Israel to think a lot because the inch missiles have caused Israel losses worth billions of dollars. First of all, billion-dollar jets were stationed on these air bases. Then the Arrow missiles that were fired by the Israeli defense system to intercept these missiles cost $2.5 million per missile. Similarly, the cost of shooting down a missile through David Sling is $1 million, and the cost of shooting down a missile through Iron Dome is $0 to $1 lakh. While in comparison, the cost of Iranian ballistic missile is only $2 lakh, while Iranian drones cost only $2,000 to $0. So Iran has caused losses worth billions of dollars to Israel by spending approximately $200 million. Now let's come to Yemen. Iran backed Hezbollah control, and since Israel started attacking Yemeni Hezbollah started targeting Israeli and American container ships passing through the Red Sea with drones, in response to which the American and British Navy carried out airstrikes on Yemen, which are going on till date. But the issue is that whenever America or its allies carry out airstrikes on Yemen, the very next day Yemen targets some container ship, due to which Western countries suffer losses worth billions of dollars. Before September 2024, this war was going on in a very controlled manner, but then on September 17th, something happened which rang the alarm bells for Israel and America. Yemeni Hezbollah hit a hypersonic missile on the airport of Israel's capital Tel Aviv, which caused a lot of damage around the airport. Now there is a war between Yemen and Israel. The distance of the hypersonic missile is approximately 1,200 kilometers. The distance covered by the missile was just a few minutes. No one was expecting that Yemen would also have hypersonic missiles. So one thing was very clear, that military technology is being transferred from Iran to Yemen very smoothly, and that is why Yemen is probably a bigger threat to Israel than Hezbollah and Hamas, because it also controls a very important trade choke point of the world. Now, how many hypersonic missiles does Yemen have is a gray area for which no one has an answer. The last question in this great war of the Middle East is whether Saudi Arabia, UAE and Qatar will also join this war. Till now, Saudi Arabia and UAE are neutral in this war, and a deep political reason for this is that Yemeni Houthis, Hezbollah and Hamas are all Shia military groups and are Iran-backed. So Saudi Arabia and UAE are neutral against these three groups. They consider Iran a threat to them as well. That is why they have not yet openly condemned Israel for its operations against Yemen and Hezbollah. But things can change. Whatever the US does in response will spread this fire throughout the Middle East. But we made a very detailed video on why and how these wars started in the Middle East, and answered this question from a historical perspective, that why there is war all the time in the Middle East. Right now, the entire focus is on